to Breaking Bread TV. It's your boy Kamal, Mark, EJ, Tommy. Guys, today we're going to be talking about fathers. We're going to go there. Fathers.
What do you mean fathers?
It's fathers. What do you guys got to say to fathers?
You have some good fathers. You have some whatless fathers. Where do you want to go? You want to go with the good ones or with the whatless first?
It's up to you. Whichever one you feel.
Alright. So you have some good fathers out there that, they're there from day one. They do their job and they just don't cut. And they actually provide for their child. So they give them the knowledge of life, right? And the ability to do certain things, like whatever they pick up on, right? You also have the fatherly love. So a bond between a father, like a father that's a good father, like a bond that's more better than a mom, I personally think. There's that. The characteristics of a father, so like how to be a man at a young age, like don't look down, keep your head up straight, showing like manners, proper gentleman manners, stuff like that. Now with whatless fathers is the opposite. They do their job, they're off it. They don't even know that they have a son or a daughter out there. Don't check for them, nothing. That's it. From my opinion.
I hear you.
For fathers.
Yeah. You guys are awfully quiet. What do you guys got to say about fathers?
I'm just listening.
I never really had my father in my life, so my mom's been kind of my dad from a really, really young age. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like back to the whole like women thing. Like this is like a
wow.
We had like a whole conversation. I say back at another bad clip. Like my mom, even didn't even though my mom wasn't a man. I feel like she still showed me one, two qualities that I feel like men are still lacking. You get what I'm saying? Today.
What are those qualities?
Honestly, strength. You get what I'm saying? Like I feel like my mom represents an old school type of. I feel like it probably comes from her daddy. You get what I'm saying? Like I feel like she represents again. Like I don't really know. My dad. You know what I'm saying? My dad left at a really young age. Yada yada yada. Statistic. But my mom has been a father. Like she's been a dad. Like even though, she's been a dad in a sense. Cause I say like I didn't really get all that. All that love up, kiss up. My mom's not really a lovey kiss person.
Yeah,
like oh son, like come here. My mom also like when I say like what I mean. So like certain times like my mom would just like. I just have to look at her like, I feel like you're not a man, like, you know what I mean? Like,
so you gotta get her something for Father's Day.
You can't, but it's like, it's crucial, like, it's a regular thing, like, it's regular thing, fam. But, in my aspect, like, I can't really relate too much to, having, about that in a sense, because I feel like I've tried to emulate men who've come across my life and take injuries from them. I never really had in my father a lot of good male role models, so I try to take from the good male role models that have come across my life and take each one from them and add to my persona kind of thing. Like, I'm saying, belief. Fathers in general, fathers is an amazing thing. Fathers is a great thing. I think fatherhood or being a father is
it's an excellent thing.
A crazy thing. It's the best thing ever. Like I'm saying, I feel like not to a mother or whatever, but a father does things that the mom can't. Like, you know what I mean? Like the father is like, honestly, the father gives you that backbone. Like the mom doesn't really. The mom gives you that backbone, but like she know like.
The dad gives you that
daddy
wisdom.
Gives you the powers.
The
like,
wisdom.
I feel like the dads almost give you that extra powers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can almost, like, I feel like like if I had a kid and my kid came and told me something, like, yeah, I'm saying whatever, I feel like my kid would be like, yo, we're gonna go ride out on some 3-year-olds. They can't even know where I'm looking over the fence. Don't tell me where I'm going. Like,
Yeah.
So daddy's love, like fathers, man, are fathers are very vital.
This guy's gonna do that one day. This guy's gonna the way he looked, like he planned it out already.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Because yo, dog, one time, one time when I was a kid, man, punked me for not having a daddy. Like, I'm saying, man, punked me for not having, you know what I'm saying? So yo, bro, I rawed on a lot of dudes for getting at me for having my mom. Like,
No,
yeah,
but it's a true thing.
Enough time. So, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, yo, hey, I know it doesn't come out as the involuntary motherfuckers. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to deal with my shit. Like, I'm saying, I'm dealing with my shit. Dads are vital. That is a vital piece of the core unit. No matter what anybody tells you, dads are like equally as important to a mother as a mom in a child's productive upbringing. You know what I'm saying? And depends on the father too. Dads again, not going off of. Going off of what I see, because I honestly think I've seen a lot of good fathers in my life.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying? So I think fathers they add a different sense of value than the mothers do. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, pulling back, they add powers. You know what I'm saying? Like, giving that extra strength. You know what I mean? Fathers, yeah, man, EJ, take that card. That's all I can say. So they're vital, man. Fathers are vital, man. Like, I don't know. Fathers are a vital piece. That's it, dog.
You go first.
You know why?
I mean,
Daddy had him doing chores this morning.
oh man, I mean,
That's why they keep you in line. Daddy keeps you in line too. They need it.
yeah, I
It's
mean,
hard. Your face,
for
bro.
me, like my situation is kind of like the first half of my life I live with my dad, and then the second half live with my mom. So it's one of those, like, with my dad is like I'm coming from a unique situation where my dad was my best friend, and my dad, like, everything he did was for me. You know, he was the kind of father where it was like, yo, as long as you eat, I eat, right? Like, he's always had my back, looking out for me and everything, and just giving me sound advice. So for me, it's like, yeah, fathers are needed, you know, and I feel like they are a vital part. And my dad was funny, man, especially when it came to women. He's like, man, my biggest advice to you is date 99 and marry one. that was his advice to me coming to Canada. You know, he's like, man, date 99, marry one. He's like, you got the whole world. He's like, you got the whole world in one place. He's like, experience them all, right? And I mean, I love my dad, man. He goes all out no matter what. He's like, man, you're an extension of me. And for me, like, I've been fortunate enough to have him in my life. Like, he hasn't been there for like the past 8-10 years, because I've been in Canada. But other than that, it's like my dad, he's always been there. So for me, it's like I had a great relationship with my dad. So you?
I have a unique relationship. I don't know how to phrase this. My dad did a lot of growing up while he was parenting us. So, like, you know, I feel like the conversation where we've had, there's a bit of question marks in fatherhood, I feel, because two of you guys didn't have that experience. And I feel, although I'm grateful for my father most of the time,
what you mean.
there's like the side of it where it's like, you know, it's not always the greatest.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of boundaries. I feel like fathers are just men, like you and me, who were once boys, and some of them don't get it fast enough.
True.
So it's like, to everyone who is a father, it's your own coming into adulthood, and sometimes you have it young, sometimes you have it older. But my dad was special for me. He's as a kid, he was like my biggest hero, and it's grown for me to see that he was my dad, and he was a hardworking person. All the things that he instilled into me were things that other people would never do. So, you know, like hard labor, which I still hate to this day, or like doing things like missing out on your summer to build a basement, or like getting your ass kicked constantly and talk shit to. They all paid off at the end of the day. Like, you know, it helps you grow. And in culmination, I feel like I'm gonna be a good first generation Indian boy. So
I hear you.
we're gonna see how it pans out. There's a lot to be seen still.
I hear you. Bouncing off of something that you just said, right? Like you believe that all fathers are just men, right? So my question now is, when it comes to fathers, what do you think defines a father? Because I mean, anyone could be a dad, right? Like in you guys' instance, where it's like
Just
you have a dad out there, but he never really stepped up to be a father. So what qualities do you think that
you
a
gotta
father?
it's kind of like, okay, I'd say to guys who are dads, you're saying there's only so much time you have on the planet. Let's say I gave you a barrel of cement, like in a big barrel, and I cut a hole from the bottom. Time is fleeting steadily. That cement's gonna keep going and going, and that's your life. It's just gonna keep going and going, and one day you're gonna run out of cement, and there's nothing left to do. And the only thing that you're gonna have as your backbone to keep you there and keep you well is gonna be your legacy, basically, because that's all you have left. When you're getting ready to pass on, hopefully you left something behind so that people can reflect on that. And to those who don't do that, they don't take part in a very, I feel, crucial part in your life. And so when you get to that point, you're gonna have to answer for those things. And I feel like
a lot of sad kids out there with no fathers.
Yeah.
Like again, coming back to the point of saying like dads are really vital, because besides mom, they teach a different side of your kid. Like, you know what I'm saying, I feel like I'm just gonna only put in the context as me being a father when I'm gonna come to my children. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm gonna be able to show them different things from their mother, probably take them, teach them. Like, you know what I'm saying, like probably physical features put into my thing. I feel like even for a little girl, the most, you know what I'm saying, a father, absent father is the worst thing. You know what I'm saying, because now you're just taking away of again to hopefully that the father that she has is a good man. You know what I'm saying, because I don't want it to be an ill representation, so she goes out. But whatever, going off of the stand that he's a good whatever, that takes away a lot from her, what she's going to reflect on, what she goes outside and see. You know what I'm saying, then she might partake onto the bad relationships, where if she had the father, again the good father, to really show her and teach her what the real or what a good man maybe to look for in, there won't be as much issues. You know what I'm saying, whatever I mean, because I feel like again too, like a lot of our problems with our women, like women have a lot of daddy issues. Not to say it doesn't help out. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking. That's not even no, like whatever. Yeah. But like there's a lot of daddy issues that come from whatever. But like with back to a little bit what Kamal what EJ said about like dads not being there. Like, you know what I'm saying, that they're gonna have to answer for that at the end of the day still, because like I feel like men who have kids are not in their kid's life too, they're missing an amazing experience, I feel. You know what I'm saying? Just the experience, because sometimes you may have a child with somebody you don't want to have a child with, but the child and that thing that you're having going on with that thing, whatever, that's the most thing that is happening. You can never recreate that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like dads are vital, bro.
I gotta be nicer to my dad. My dad's my rock still.
I know
he's annoying sometimes.
Yeah, just mad. He made you choice this morning.
No, it was last night. It was last night.
See, that's why.
And you know what annoyed me about it? I was he said do something. I said I'm gonna do it tonight. It's hot right now. And then the man just does it himself, and then hold on, and then he left for like half of it, and I know he was like, I'm gonna complain to him later that I already did half. So he wakes up in the morning. I'm like, I did the other half. He's like, I already did the first half. I was like, no. I told you I was gonna do it anyways.
No, but your dad's instilling in you a sense of discipline. But your dad's instilling in you a sense of discipline. If you went to work, right, and your boss said, EJ, I need you to take this out. I need you to do that. Are you going to tell your boss, you know what, sir? It's kind of hot outside. I don't need to, you know what? My toes kind of hurting me. I don't need to walk. Okay. No, you're not going to do that.
My dad is like the king of these stories. Okay? what you're not going to do to me.
I'm just saying,
He'll tell you.
I'm just saying.
He'll tell you he had to do homework with a pencil with no lead. Like, he'll tell you the biggest sob story. That's not my point.
My dad worked jobs. The man used to do like construction jobs in the 80s where they used to
But
diss him for being the
whole
only
point,
Indian.
yo, the man think,
so it's
yo.
like hold
Yo,
on.
when a man tell you to do something, you for do it, dog.
It's the coming.
Oh yeah, double back, fam.
He has a great coming to Canada story. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Came here with $6, but it's like not everything comes down to like breaking your back. And like, there's also.
But you have to understand, you're not looking at his way. You're not looking. You see what you're not doing.
But
You're not looking at his upbringing,
Yeah,
and you're looking at where
that's
he
what I'm
came
saying.
from. You just have to school. You just have not school him. Sorry, not school. Pops, if you're watching, not school. You just gotta show him that this is 20. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard.
Like it's not.
But it is. You're right.
Like it's we're not working. We're working smarter, not harder. Nowadays, so it's different. Like
No,
less
he's still
hard work.
working harder,
Yeah,
not
they
smarter.
are. Oh, 100%. My mom's the same way. Like, she's the same way.
He just tried to get me to do farming.
Oh, you should, yo, dog.
He's like, while we're having this thing happening, he's like, I don't like you sitting at home during a quarantine. And he's like, you should go start farming.
Yo, bro, I answered to that. No, you start
No,
farming
no,
can do.
no.
You know what farming can do? This farming can lead to other endeavors, fam.
Yeah.
Other endeavors.
Farming's a big thing. My
This
dad
this
farms.
guy's my guy. Listen, that's not how you start growing. This is fucking-
Hey.
This isn't.
Hey, I ain't
you
saying
start
nothing.
growing. At the side
I ain't
of the road.
saying nothing, man. I just said.
But I mean, it's one of those, like, I'm pretty sure all of us in here aspire to be fathers, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of those, once you become that, or if you do choose to become a father, what are some qualities that you think you would need to have in order to be an effective father?
Oh, discipline.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. Oh my god, I was
Discipline,
letting you go
Discipline.
first.
You know,
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
But knowledge in what sense?
Yeah.
Knowledge, like basically knowledge that you've been through in life that you could.
Knowledge of self.
Yeah, knowledge of self.
To bring something new to the table, I want my kid to understand the society and systematic procedures.
Knowledge of who she is,
Like,
she's moving.
I want change. If I had a kid, I'd want change to be like an understandable thing. That's my biggest thing.
If I have
I'd
kids,
love to
I
pass
want
on.
to, even though it's a whistle in a story, but I want to, honestly, if I have kids, I want to make sure my kids know or instill in my kids change. And then they know that they can create change. Cause I feel like, honestly, if we did that to all our kids, I feel like it's just come down to numbers. And it's come down to statistics. If we did that to all our kids, we would literally have a changed world. No problem. Okay, I'm saying? So, I would want
You're talking about change for a good. Like,
yeah, for a
in
good
terms of
change.
good.
In a good
Okay.
change. Like, say, for instance, crush pollution or, like, change certain things that we have that are detrimentally hurting us as, like, civilization in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah.
I feel like we live. I feel like every time this is the situation, maybe I'm crazy. I feel like we're living 20 years behind.
Yeah, we are.
Every time.
What do you mean 20 years behind? Behind what, though?
When a kid's born, when they become fully adult, their mind is shaped from when they were babies.
True.
So when I say we live 20 years behind, a lot of the kids from now, they were shaped and grown and groomed into what they were a lot earlier. And so when we have kids, we project what we think from a past tense.
But that's the thing, though.
I feel
not all
like
the time.
Not all the time. It's a lot. It's a lot of things
Majority.
happening at
You
once.
know what? A majority. I would say I would agree with our parents. They try to instill their old way of thinking onto us, thinking that it's gonna make the new way.
Yeah.
Which it kind of.
But I still feel like now it's not the norm. You're right, because the world is moving a lot faster.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
But before, like it was, it really was.
Like
The
for
world
us
was
now,
moving
like
20 years.
I feel like for us, like if you have kids and we're gonna almost teach our kids to be more progressive than us. Like we're not gonna teach
But
our
naturally,
kids.
though.
Yeah.
Naturally,
Yeah.
that's the natural thing. Anything when it comes to passing on, I feel like unless there's a lot of trauma there, you're usually looking to have like a clean passing of the torch.
But I mean, I feel like a lot of that comes from the fact that we're living in a first world country, where like majority of our parents, they're like fresh off the boat, right? They're immigrants, they migrated here, and they're coming with their tradition where we're living in a more advanced world.
Yeah, that's a larger
So when it comes to us raising our children, I feel like that's why they'll be more progressive, Because we live in a world where it's like, yo, go be the best you, go do this, and we're working a lot
Well,
smarter,
that's what
like
I'm
you
saying.
said,
It's an immigrant
rather than
society.
harder.
Well, I don't think we're ever gonna stop being an immigrant
We
society.
can never stop being
Never.
immigrants. The whole world's an immigrant.
Literally. Well, not the whole.
I see
but
why I say the
get
whole
what- I get
world's
what
an
you're saying.
immigrant, because like at one point everybody migrated to a different part or subsection of the
Yeah.
world. Okay, I'm saying for what we have, like we don't understand the full lineage and ties of how it all came together.
Yeah.
But I say we're
But that's the easy thing to say though.
But-
but to answer the larger question of why people are so divided.
But that's a different conversation. There's a whole. I feel like to why people are divided. There's a lot of layers to that, man. I feel there's a lot of layers that we can't even answer onto fathers.
There is.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that is a
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, we
That would be layered up
too far.
because it goes in society. That goes into hereditary. That goes into cultural. That goes into so many different, so
The
many
relationship
layers.
that
Racial,
they got with the mom.
right? Why I'm involuntary? Freaking celebrate now, like.
Yeah.
Listen,
There's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it, and I mean, just to wrap up, if you guys have any advice for young fathers out there, or new fathers, or fathers who are present and not present in their kids' life, what would your advice to them be?
Okay, you talk about men who want to have fathers or men who are in their kids' life right now.
Just both, or
To be or already going on.
to be. We'll go with to be.
To fathers to be. If you're not trying to have a kid, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. My advice to you, if you're not trying to have a kid, wrap it up. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, but yo, I'm gonna say to you right now, if it comes with, oh well, and she got pregnant and whatever you have a kid, you cannot blame anybody because there are options and the situations there for you to instill that there's things that happen. Because I'm telling you right now, bringing a kid into this world is a very, very hard thing. So just know what you guys are dealing with. Okay, I'm saying? Just know what you guys are dealing with. Okay, I'm saying? And know your partner. Like I'm saying, like just don't have kids with anybody. Okay, I'm saying? Just have kids that you're going to want to be. Not to say you can have kids and be productive human beings in society. I'm saying, but have kids that you're co-compatible with, that you know that you don't have that current or recurring trauma that we have in our societies. Okay, I'm saying I feel like a lot of our issues come from us as adults, come from like relationships and like issues that our parents didn't really know how to understand and deal with when they were kids. Okay, I'm saying, or when they were having a situation. So like I don't know, man. Like this is what you guys are dealing with, man. Like,
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Wrap it up, bro. Like
You
this is
wait,
what
wait,
you're
wait.
doing. Have kids, but like be smart. Be smart, man. Shit.
Yeah. What was you guys' advice?
Shit. Why did you have the kid if you don't want it?
No, this is for like fathers to be or
Fathers to be.
or guys who want to be fathers.
Just
What would your advice to them be?
if you're a waste youth, don't teach your kid to be a waste youth.
Yeah. Waist suit should have waist suits. Seeing?
Yeah.
That's basically.
You're not an incel.
Yeah, man.
So speaking of last week's topic, you're not an incel, so just don't have toxic traits and you're
Yeah.
good. You're good for society.
Yeah. What about you, Mark? You've been awfully quiet.
Yeah, you know.
I see you're all in
Yeah,
your
you
little
know.
corner just.
No. It's just, I was just doing a little thinking while you guys were talking. But my advice is for any men who are trying to be fathers right now, just if you grew up in a single house with your mom and you've seen the struggles, don't continue the cycle by doing that to whoever you like, or even if it's a random,
Getting
right?
involved or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Try to
don't
break the cycle,
just break the cycle, because
deep.
it's not cool, because then you're gonna have little kids out here that grow into men that need their fathers but can't find their fathers, or for anything in life, like their graduation could be their first ball game, first swim, camp, whatever. They need their father figure. Yeah, their mom's there, but they also need their father figure, you know? So if you're gonna if you're ready to have your Junie Junes, make sure you're ready to have your Junie Junes. You know.
That was deep. For me, to be honest, just seek counsel, seek advice. I mean, all the men out there who you looked up to as a father figure, I mean, go to them and ask them for advice. I mean, they've all been there before, and you got help. So if you're struggling with any situation, go to the ones who have experience.
You guys are taking y'all advice, yeah?
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah, wrap it up.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not taking any of mine.
I know this honestly just comes down to like just be careful, man. Know what you other dealing with. And just try to be like, you know, like again Mark said, break the cycle.
Yeah, break the cycle and just seek help and advice. I mean, it's not easy.
The cycle next time.
Yeah, like it's not easy being a father, but there's help out there. So seek the help, right? And with that being said, again, that does it for another episode of Breaking the Bread TV. Again, it's your boy Kamal, Mark, Tommy, EJ, cameraman Justin. Man, let us know what you guys think about fathers. Hit us up on Instagram, like, share, subscribe. That's _BTBtv. Hit us up on YouTube, right? Like our page, subscribe to our page, hit the bell so you get notifications when a new video is dropped. Again, it's Breaking the Bread TV.